BLM. I wanted to go over some of the information that I found relating to the request. That's fairly substantial. I believe it answers all of the items needed. So this is a picture from 1935, and it contains a substantial amount of evidence that could be used for the to determine the old topo surface, and it just helps out tremendously. So you can see here, you can see the lodge in the background. There's a chimney, cut out in the roof, square windows. Obviously this building here, which is shown on all the plans. There's this post here. If you zoom in, it says Shoshone on one side, and in the corner in the shadows there's an outhouse. So obviously the train tracks are right there, and it's just a good overall view of the site. This is a modern day picture, obviously, and so you can see where they added on. You can see the two chimneys. The cutout's kind of hard to see, but it's there. So now we know where we're at. This is a set of 1915 plans that are very detailed. They have a lot of stationing on them. It has the depot, the different tracks, the state line, and then it has everything that we looked at in the first photo. So there's the toilet, bunkhouse, center monument, and gives you stationing. And so I believe the picture was taken very close to the state line based on this. And so these plans they're a great copy. They're easy readable, and like I said, they have all the stationing checks out, and it allows you to easily retrace. And I wasn't able to find these plans, but they would be good to have. So that's for Highway 10 or the old Centerline, or pardon me, the old Yellowstone Trail. So, but even without them, we can still figure this out. So this is the 1954 photo. So you could see the lodge, the building on the first page, the depot here, then the other building next to it, and then the one in the middle there, and you can kind of see what's going on here. It's, it looks flat, it hasn't been cut or anything. So this is a great aerial photo from USGS, that it can be related to the plans based on the buildings and the lodge. So the highway plans, they show an 8-inch wood post projecting 7 foot above, which is this one, I presume. So, and the stationing fits. Some of those power poles, they're in there as well. And so, but now with the highway plans, they give enough stationing, so now you can relate the train plans with the highway plans. There's a monument here that's in harmony with the Idaho stationing that shows up on the NGS control site. So I didn't pull those plans, but I'm sure there's a plethora of other evidence to take a look at on there. So, and you can look here, and from the first photo we know where we're standing at. So we can say with confidence this is where the original surveyor that laid the line out was at, based on that first photo and the plans, and there's more here. So he calls out to an elevation of 4680, which didn't make much sense, but I don't think he didn't establish it. I think he found it. It must have been written or something on there, but it didn't really make sense after seeing photos as to why it was 50 feet lower. here he calls out to a USGS monument 4727. So one of the old photos, actually there's quite a few old photos of this, they have an elevation of 4738, and so it really just didn't make sense as to where the 4680 was coming from. So this is a NGS data sheet for a monument they're calling 4727, which I believe is the one that is called out in the original field notes. They don't know when it was set, but it was certainly sometime prior to 35. And they give a distance 230 feet south of the Montana-Idaho state line. So in the field notes he calls out to 4 chains, so it's fairly close. He's shown here. So let's go back to the data sheet. The geoid height there is 15.86, and so when you convert that over to feet, it's 52 feet. So if you add the 52 feet to his elevation, you get right around a 4732, and so that's in harmony with our elevation. So it checks out. So that's that 4680. A lot of it was confusing is because it is 50 feet when they cut the freeway in. So that it just happened to be a coincidence. So there's also some pictures. The pictures help. It's it's flat up there. That's the depot station that's referred to, and you can kind of see what's going on, and take a look at the mountain. Turn those back off. Sorry about that. So we can start back here. You kind of see what's going on. So there's, that's kind of where it starts crowning at. And it's been modified since they've flattened that area out some, but and that carries through all the way down here. I'll show you. Let's do right here, all the way across there. That's the parking lot. And this was surprising, but parking lot right there, right where the line's at, is the highest point. And if you look at the contour, even with 1 foot contours, you really can't see that. But it's definitely there. And so, like I said, I think the line, even with this, all the earthwork for the highway, it's still present even today, or 2019 anyways. And same thing here. Right there at the highest point, roughly. So, the water would definitely get stuck. Right, yeah. So that's that's obviously the high spot, which is where they have the line going up. But you can, I still think this is a good dividing line. It's just not a high point like on these saddles. It's just simply a valley that goes down, and then it has nowhere else to go except Idaho or Montana. It tees into that mountainside there. And so even with the